I'm joined in the Qualified Studios with an incredible CMO of Asana, Shannon Duffy. Shannon, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Dan.
Well, I mean, let's get right into it. So you've been an incredible CMO for many years now. You've been 2.5 years at Asana, over 10 plus years at Salesforce. Let's start with the age-old question. What's keeping you up at night?
That would be pipeline, and more pipeline.
Of course, pipeline.
Yes, pipeline. We need pipeline.
Well, what's your pain then with the traditional marketing funnel today?
I mean, the funnel today is just flawed in many ways. One, I think as marketers, we can do everything we want to like generate the leads, but then sometimes the leads get handed off, and what happens after that, we kind of don't have as much control over. And second, it's resource constrained, right? Like, I mean, you can do a product launch or an event, and you can get thousands of leads in the funnel, but if there's not enough capacity for someone to act on them in a timely manner, we know that matters. It can impact your metrics, and that's really annoying.
Yeah, and of course.
I get annoyed. Yes.
I would get annoyed too.
Yes.
Well, look, Asana's been on the forefront of AI innovation now for some time. I obviously love the Asana Intelligence Suite that you guys have been launching, and obviously launching the different components to that. You've also hired Piper, the AI SDR. What's your take on the whole agentic marketing movement?
I think agentic marketing and AI is the most disruptive thing that we have had for marketers, even more disruptive than the internet. Like, it is fundamentally changing the way we do our jobs, we resource our jobs, and we think about success. And I think for me, and a message I tell my team is we have to start looking at AI as part of all of our key initiatives. AI is not a tool, it is a teammate. It is a teammate in our Asana and our workflows that we're automating and going faster and having intelligence with the AI. And we look at Piper as part of our SDR team.
Love it, love it. So, look, speaking of Piper, obviously, Asana has been a customer qualified for over a year now, having hired Piper, the AI SDR agent, for you. So, thank you so much to you and your team for your partnership.
We love Piper.
Yeah, good. Well, why did you hire Piper?
So we were looking for solutions, and I think we were really impressed with the level of sort of personalization and control we could have with Piper in order to both respond to our customers, keep our brand. Our brand is really important to us, and kind of have that voice and tone of our brand. And also sort of the scale. We really felt as we grow, Asana is a rapidly growing company, we felt that Piper could help scale with us. And as well as as this market and AI is changing so rapidly, really keep up with that pace of innovation so we could use whatever the latest was with our SDRs.
Got it. Well, why do you think the inbound funnel is just so ripe for innovation like Piper, the AI?
Yeah, I mean, as I said before, there's so many unknowns with when things come into the top and what comes out the bottom, right? Every step, there's some unknown. And then second, as I said before, it's just so resource constrained. I mean, we know that marketing kind of ebbs and flows. There's always always on stuff that happens, but we do things. We launch new ads, we launch new campaigns, we have events, and those are when leads can spike. And if you always have sort of just the same consistent level of sort of resourcing, leads are not going to get handled fast enough. And they're not only going to get not handled fast enough, you're not going to have that sort of ability to really dig in and find the leads that are most important, most valuable. And that, again, is a huge area for disruption.
So what's been your experience so far with Piper?
So we are using Piper right now to extend our current SDR team. She's part of our SDRs. And what we're really using her is for offline. So Asana's a global company. We have people all over, but that doesn't mean that we can be monitoring things 24/7. Well, Piper, we can. And what we're seeing is a tremendous amount of value in Piper responding to these offline, these chats sort of after hours. And so we're generating pipeline when everyone sleeps, right? Now that's truly a holy grail for marketers. While we're sleeping, pipeline is being generated, and that's because of Piper. And we've seen 22% increase in the amount of pipe gen that we can have from these chats and these interactions and these leads going to the right place, going down the funnel to our AEs 24/7.
Yeah. So what do you think is next for Asana with Piper, but also for just the entire agentic marketing movement as a whole?
Yeah. So with Piper, again, she's part of our team now. So we're going to continue to train and invest and, work with her multi-channel. So we're really, really excited about that. But that's the way we're looking about all of our AI. So again, Asana, we put AI right into the flow of work. So all these workflows, all these teams, everything from, creative management to campaign management to product launches. Like, we have teammates there that we think of just like Piper. How do we train? How do we give them context? How do we use them to make our human teammates more productive?
Awesome. Well, Shannon, thank you so much for being an incredible partner, customer, and thank you for joining us today.